We have made it to the final episode of Alien Earth, and I really do hope we get a second season. There's a lot, there's a lot of stuff they could do. There's a lot of ways they could go with the second season. Um, yeah, so good. I had a great time. Honestly, for the first time ever seeing a TV show of the Alien franchise, I think they nailed it. Honestly, it has been a wild ride, start to finish. I never had a single thing in this show that made me feel like it wasn't part of the Aliens franchise. Every episode was creepy. It nailed the aesthetic visually and also tonally, and then the soundtrack of just ending every single episode with a really badass hard rock song just fit. It just fits so well. So as we send off this show into the ether, I really would love more. We'll see. Um, the big thing here is this is the final episode, and they don't really leave us with a cliffhanger. We do have an actual ending that it might not be the ending everyone expected, but it definitely is it's an ending that they could walk away from and say, that's it. That was a great one-off. But it's also an ending that could be left open to do other things with. So the big thing here is uh, starting off the episode with the synths in captivity and the cyborg in captivity, hermits in captivity. The boy genius is having a meltdown because he's losing control over everything. Um, the xenomorph is roaming the island, killing off all the patrols, doing exactly what Wendy told it to do, which was hide and follow. And for the first time, I think in the history of the Aliens franchise, I felt empathy for the xenomorph, which in my mind means that they have done what they set out to do, which was create a character that we finally have empathy for. Like we can actually see the story from the perspective of the xenomorph and through Wendy's eyes, but still. And it's interesting to see it from that perspective because previously we have always seen them as Herbert describes the xenomorph in this episode, which is they're just predators. We're nothing more than food. There's actually a great scene between Hermit and Wendy where that's the line he gives her. They're just predators. What do you see in them? We're just food. And she barks at him. She's like, no, you're just food. I'm not. I'm something different. I don't know what I am, but I'm something different. I'm not a girl. I'm not an adult. I'm not this, that, or the. I'm my own thing, and this is what we have to figure out. Wendy is also behind because she can do weird things with her powers, right? And so she uh, ends up helping the other synths, and they create basically start to haunt the facility using her powers to control electronics and the video feeds and stuff, and essentially um, ends up bringing the boy genius down to her chamber, down to where they're locked into the cell, and then she uses her powers to unlock the cell, and he's like, "Oh shit, they have these powers," and then they take out the guard, and she literally looks at him and says, "Now's the time for you to run," and you realize that Wendy has gone full. I don't think anyone expected Wendy to be the one who went full. Like, I don't want to say she's gone evil, but she's definitely like, I'm no longer taking orders from you because you're lesser beings. You just want to control me. We're not your property. Um, and she controls the xenomorph. So the whole episode is essentially about the facility because Wayland Utani is en route as well, and I'd say that's the only part of this that kind of gets a little bit of a cliffhanger is those soldiers are en route, and we don't know quite what's going to happen with them. But as far as the facility goes, pretty much all the soldiers are toast. Um, the uh, the boy genius tries to implant the tentacle eyeball creature in Hermit, but Wendy intervenes and ends up finding out that she can also control the bald guy whose name I'm never going to remember, who ends up being a cyborg. He's like a robot as well, and she ends up being able to like completely control his body and freezes him in place when he tries to like kick her ass, and she saves her brother. and she ultimately lets him join her and the other synths. And at the end of the episode, we essentially get to this point where everybody's in a jail cell. Cyborg, Marlowe, the boy genius, the bald-headed guy who's his second in command, the Dame, um, and Kirsch, who has his back broken in a fight between him and the cyborg. They're all locked up in a cage in various states of being tied up or broken. And then up on the wall of the cage is the fully formed xenomorph and the baby xenomorph. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. And the camera pans to Wendy, and she's like, "Now we rule." And that's when it just began to fade to black with this badass. I think it was a Pearl Jam song. I'm not exactly sure, but um, just a phenomenal exit. Because the only thing we do know for sure is that the soldiers or these ships from Mutani are coming, which again, it is an ending that could stand on its own if they decide not to do a second season. I have no idea. I'm gonna go to the wiki page actually real quick. Um, I have no idea if they are planning on doing a second season or not. I'm gonna Google this really quick. Second season, because I think Noah had said that he might be um, doing a second season. He did say something. We don't have anything from FX, but it says the Hollywood Reporter says that Noah Hawley said in regards to season two, he's like, these children have no idea, which is it's a great line. It's a great line. They have no idea what's coming, essentially. Uh, so yeah, I don't know where they could potentially go with season two, but it sounds like he has plans for season two if they decide to move forward with it. But I don't think anyone knows at this point what FX is going to do. But again, I had a great ride the whole run through, all the way from start to finish. I felt like this was an absolute, just crazy ride. Um, I think there is one more thing that's sort of left open, which is the eyeball tentacle creature gets out and finds its way to the scientist who died on the beach, Dame's husband, who had the chest burster come out of him. The eyeball creature ends up finding him on the beach, plucks out the eye, enters his eye, and then he controls the body and it gets him up. And it's like, oh shit, um, it has finally found a human host. Although the human host has been dead for a while, I did not expect that to be the case. So I don't know what's going to happen with that as well. So like I said, there are loose ends, but it's wrapped up well enough that this could be it if that's all it needs to be. Great show. Loved it. Love to hear your thoughts. Drop them down below. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. We'll see everybody in the next one. Lots of shows, lots of movies, lots of games happen on the channel. Catch you next time.